And we are live. What up, players? Welcome to episode 205 of Player Life. There is no fairness in the dating game. Pretty late to the show today, but it is what it is. Better late than never. Um, David Peter in the house. What's up? Hey, Mac, I'll be tucked up, but catch it tomorrow. Catch the replay, bro. Catch the replay, bro. Um, yeah. Nice sunny day here in Tokyo, Japan. Christmas Eve, even though Japan, everything about Christmas in Japan is purely just about the decorations and the commercial aspect. It's pretty much just a normal working day in Japan. It's not like it's not even a holiday in Japan, but just a little bit of info about Christmas in Japan. Actually, Christmas is more like Valentine's Day in Japan. Uh, it's just more of a couples thing, and yeah, New Year's in the West is a time where people hang out, celebrate with their friends or whatnot. They go to a club, but in Japan, New Year's is a time where they spend it with their family. So it's pretty different over here. Let me see. Just want to share something. Let me see what we got on Libs of TikTok.
So today I came out to my students. Here's a little story. So in my fifth grade classroom, we have a unit where we talk about identity and how people identify. And we talk about traditions and customs that are handed down from ancestors and things like that. So I modeled for the kids today how I identify myself. And in doing so, I told them that I identify as a mom, as a sister and a daughter, as a teacher. I said, and I identify as a cis woman. And I explained what that was because they had no idea what I was talking about. And then I said, and I identify as gay. In my 17 years of teaching, I've never come out to my kids before. And I was so nervous to even say it out loud to them, but they didn't even bat an eye. It was really awesome.
Everything about this bitch is a red flag. Oh my god, just such a red flag. I mean, who the fuck would ever say if anyone ever says you know, who the fuck says I've never came out to my kids? Why would you ever come out to your especially kids that aren't yours? These women fucking man, I think white women have been affected most from feminism. Definitely, white women have definitely been affected the most from feminism, as far as I can see. It appears to be that way. White women have definitely swallowed that bullshit more than any fucking other women, other ethnicity. And man, look at this bitch. Pure, looks like such an annoyance. Um, I don't know. It's love the attention seeking. Let's see this.
aka Meta's virtual reality social media platform. The platform is actually still just in beta phase, and already sexual assault is occurring. We need to talk about sexual assault in the metaverse. A woman was recently groped in Horizon Worlds, Facebook, aka Meta's virtual reality social media platform. The platform is actually still just in beta phase, and already sexual assault is occurring. Meta referred to the incident as absolutely unfortunate and said that the victim should have used Safe Zone, a tool that puts a protective bubble around you if you feel threatened. But I have a bit of an issue with this because it puts responsibility on the person being attacked to find their way out of it. And sexual assault in virtual reality is nothing new. It's been happening for years. This article went viral a few years ago. A woman describing her experience being groped in virtual reality. One of the players took off her helmet, started rubbing her chest, and it just got worse from there. The whole point of virtual reality is to be in a space that is virtually indistinguishable from physical reality, which means these traumas are still incredibly violating, even if it's in a digital space. We need to figure out where we draw the line in our increasingly digital world. And it's also important to recognize that real world problems don't disappear just because you put a virtual reality helmet on. We need to take safety seriously and try to get this right.
Pure clown world. How clownish is it going to get? My God. It's just it's just like a parody. It's difficult to figure out the difference between reality and parody in this world.
I love the hair.
We are going to be reacting to my drag. Here's the first picture.
Ooh, I love the hair. The makeup on the makeup is spotless. Yes, I love it. I don't know if this is reflection or just like part of your makeup, but there's like white on your nose.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, the white eyebrow.
Next.
Okay. Oh.
What do you think?
It's new. It's a look, I guess. It's a style, I guess.
It's giving the ring vibes.
Oh.
Let's move on. Oh! It's like the before and the after.
The before and the after.
When you're feeling okay,
Yes.
when you're feeling amazing.
We are going to be reacting to my drag.
I think the West needs Islam. That's the only conclusion that I've come to. At this point, the West needs Islam. It has to be said. It has to be said. You know. I don't know what else. What else is gonna work? The West. I don't know. It's gone. It's gone too far. It's gone too far. It's just too much. It's too much. It's too libtardish. It's gotten too weird. It's just too much. It needs Islam. Christianity failed. Needs Islam. I don't know, you know, I'm not even religious. I'm not even religious at all, but there needs to be some beatdowns. There needs to be some serious beatdowns. Hollow Man 856 says, "Nah, we need an asteroid. Probably better off, yeah. An asteroid. I don't know. An asteroid or sometimes I think all out war would be better than this kind of psychological warfare that's going on. It would be more satisfying if there was pure violence." No, seriously, I'm not even. I'm kind of serious actually, because it's so intolerable. It's so psychologically intolerable. These fuckers, man.
Fill up the stockings. I might be rushing things, but deck the halls again now. We need a little Christmas right this very minute. Candles in the window, carols at the spinning. Yes, we need a little Christmas right this very minute. It hasn't snowed a single flurry, but Santa dear, we're in a hurry. So climb down the chimney, put up the brightest string of lights I've ever seen. Spice up the fruitcake, it's time we hung some tinsel on that evergreen light. Four eyes, roll a little leader, roll a little colder, roll a little side.
That's enough of that. I never thought that I would, I never thought that I would dislike healthcare workers. In pre all this beer bug shit, healthcare workers were to be respected. I mean, why would you not like healthcare workers? I mean, they're there to help you out. But man, all these TikTok dances, basically. Yeah, just them enforcing they're not the ones making the rules, I guess, but man, healthcare workers are just fucking annoying to me now. I'm sure not all of them. I'm sure, yeah, not all of them. But listen, man, fucking hell, these TikTok videos that these dances and shit. God damn, man, really, it just makes me dislike them as a whole. It's like it's kind of unfortunate. I guess most of them probably do help people out, but God, they just seem like fucking dickheads, man. Fucking dickheads, man. Uh, yeah. But what is going on? What is going
First
on?
introduced to either your pronouns or someone else's pronouns. Here's how I classically condition people to use the correct pronouns. Okay, so when someone's first introduced to either your pronouns or someone else's pronouns, when you introduce them or when that person introduces them, you say, "Oh yeah, my pronouns are she, her," or "My pronouns are she, they," or "Their pronouns are they, them." And every time I poke my nose, right, and then when that person keeps talking, they may make an error, and that's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. But so say they say, "Oh yeah, when he did this," and you go, "Oh yeah, when they did that," right? Or like, "Oh yeah, they did that," right? Okay, so you do that a few times, right? And so every time you do it, you go boop boop, and I'm sure you could do it in other places, but I do it on my nose, and then eventually you'll be talking, and maybe they'll slip up because people slip up, and you'll just go, so like, "Oh yeah, I saw him last week," and you're like, "Oh, I did it to my therapist today. She misgendered someone I knew," and I said, "Oh, because I've corrected her enough times," and she was like, "Ah," and she got it. She fixed it. So here's how I classically condition.
There's it's said a lot, but bring back bullying. Bring back bullying. Bring back a tougher society. I mean, I don't know. Not all, yeah, all kinds of healthcare workers. I mean, mental health. Another even worse are these mental psychologists and shit that support this kind of garbage. Woke psychologists. I'd be very wary about going to see a psychologist. You're probably gonna meet some fucking woke bitch, like some woke bitch that will give you bad advice, just put you on some shitty medication. I don't know. Just get out there, do exercise, be healthy. A lot of mental health issues boils down to, not all of it, but a lot of mental people that suffer from mental health boils down to just like bad lifestyle, like just a bad lifestyle, just not just eating shitty, not sleeping well, not getting exercise, real basic shit. People like, oh, I have mental health. Oh, I'm so sad. Yeah, you're sad because you're a fat fuck. You suck. Like you're shit. Like do some fucking exercise. Eat some fucking healthy food. Stop being a fucking bum. I mean, you know, that's why all these fucking lefties. That's why lefties are constantly going on about their mental health issues and poor me and I'm so sad and I need my safe space because you're fat and you're weak and you're shit and you're a beta male or you're a dyke feminist. You're just some dyke bitch like that doesn't get enough attention from Chad, so you're crying about it, and you're sad. New York Post: transgender man who gave birth slams nurse who called him mom. What a fucking degenerate, like, whatever. I don't know. That's to me. That's just fucking disgusting. Jesus Christ! And no more comments. No more comments. Just nasty, man. Fucking nasty, man. The idea of a man giving birth is just fucking nasty, man. Nasty as fuck. Um.
Buongiorno.
Oh man, just pure fucking clownery. We live in a clown world, man.
So my pronouns, I never identified as a woman or a man, but they them doesn't work for me because of my abuse history. So my pronouns have just kind of defaulted at she. But I'm like, why do I have to be identified in terms of a gender? why can't I identify with something that I actually identify with? So what do I identify with most? My brain! And I have a master's degree, which earns me the honorific of professor. So my pronoun should be the professor. Just anytime you would use a pronoun, just say the professor. Oh my God, it's amazing. It's a mouthful, I admit, but I could be identified by my brain. Oh my God, I'm loving this. I never identified as a woman or a man, but they, them doesn't work for me because my
She's entirely unbangable. I would say she's at like a 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, even if you're on it, even if you were stuck in a desert island with this bitch, she's the last bitch in the world, you wouldn't fuck her. There's just nothing fuckable about her. But there's beta guys out there that would there's beta guys out there that would wife this bitch up. There's this idea in the manosphere that, oh, men have given up and men don't want to get married, men don't want to do this, that, and there's fucking tons of guys, there's tons of dorks and nerds and beta males that would, punch, not even punch down because they're shit themselves and they're blue pill. um but there's the thirst out there amongst men is so heavy. It's really the women that have become delusional, and they're the ones that are the gatekeepers, really, because they're trying to punch up to get the chads. You have a, I don't know, but I just want that just came to mind. Like, it really is. It's actually, there's tons of guys. There's tons of beta guys out there. And maybe I'll segue into this and just share something else. Share screen. Yeah, so, this Natasha link, she says, I once sent a message to a guy that said, "Good morning. I hope your day is as amazing as you are." And we never talked again. That's why women aren't nice to men. Well, let's have a look at Natasha. Natasha, this is Natasha. Natasha is post wall. She's hit the wall. Natasha is, I don't know. She's definitely in her 30s anyway. Maybe mid 30s, possibly late 30s. I don't know. But when she was 21, she might have been 6 or 7. Maybe, I don't know. She might have been. I don't know. It's hard to tell. This cropped in photo. She might have been. But now she's post wall. Look at her. You can zoom in on her wrinkled eyes. She's definitely in her mid 30s, at least. And this is a good photo of her. Obviously, she's using a good photo, so she's certainly post wall. She's like, she's not gonna score a high value guy, but yeah. So this is what she says, and that's why women aren't nice to men. um you know but obviously, this Natasha bitch, it's not that she couldn't get a guy. She could get a guy. She could get a guy, but she just can't get the kind of guy that she thinks that she deserves. um Listen, guys don't give a single goddamn fuck about a woman's accomplishments, what kind of college or university she went to, how much she earns. Guys don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. Literally, guys care about how hot the girl is. Does she have a nice ass? Does she have nice titties? Is she pretty? Is she feminine? Is she sweet? Is she compliant? Does she, is she good at cooking? Is she, these, like, very, men are pretty, our standards, our requirements are pretty basic. We don't, women's expectations for men are way more. Like, women want, like, way more. Um, what's the phrase? Women don't care so much, you know uh who you are, they care what you are. So that's why you'll see women, a lot of women will date like dickheads, like assholes, because you know the guy is somewhat, you know, he makes up for it by being successful or something. But look at the comments. The gold is in the comments. Dean says, "So if I hold the door open for you, will you be the one who says thank you, or the one who doesn't acknowledge the person and just walks by?" Um, okay. Um, yeah, I remember. You know, I remember one time I was walking down. I was walking up these stairs. It was a short flight of stairs in a subway. There was this like small Japanese girl, and she looked at me like she really want. She had this big like suitcase, looked like really heavy, and I mean, I wasn't trying to simp or anything, but she was like looked at me looking for help. So okay, she's like she can't lift it. So it wasn't I wasn't going out of my way that much. So I was like, okay, I didn't say, do you need help? I said I just pretty much took her bag and helped her with it down the stairs. Wasn't that big a deal. But the bitch didn't say thanks or anything. The bitch didn't say thank you or anything. So I mean, you know, and I imagine, you know, women complain about men not, you know, being thankful or whatever, but it's just that's the default for women. They just, you know, um men just do things for them. They just get things done for them. Um but yeah, that really pissed me off. I was like, yo, like you were clearly looking for, you wanted help. You know, I fucking carried your bag down like a complete stranger, and I wasn't even, you know, I was just fucking just did it like kind of not even to simp or anything. I didn't try and get her number or anything. I was just like, you know, um, but yeah, it was just I was amazed she didn't even say thank you. I was like, holy shit, this little ignorant bitch. Wow, that was wild. But yeah, I don't know. Made me think twice about helping people, helping a bitch out in the future. Um, but yeah. Okay, so this is funny. Chad Harris says, I would have absolutely loved that text and would have never ghosted you. That's for sure. Not many women send those kinds of texts anymore. Man, this guy, oh my god, this guy needs the red pill so badly. My god, man, Chad, you need the red pill, bro. You need to listen to my stream, bro. Like, cause she's not gonna bang you, bro. She's not going to bang you. Like, even this dried up post wall bitch is not gonna bang you. Um, amazing, man. This is the blue pill guy. This is the blue pill right here. The blue pill. This is him. Sorry, don't even want to put him on blast, but come on, bro. Like, come on. Ah, dude. Um, uh, I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it's just pretty obvious that you know, she's punching above her weight. You know, she's probably hooked up with a guy way above her. You know, like probably younger, fit. You know, just a guy that was like, okay, pump and dump, and she sends this like, you know, message in the morning. Um, but yeah, it is what it is. Gabriel in the house, what's up, brother? Happy holidays to you. Hope you are having a good one. I hope you are having a good one indeed. Um, oh man, oh my God, yeah. So let me just share this video. Talk about how there is no fairness in dating. There's no fairness in dating. There's literally no fairness in dating. Um, one of my friends here in Tokyo, he's a DJ. He's a DJ here in Tokyo, and yeah, I hang out with him a good bit. A lot of the times when a lot of times when we go out, people all like, especially pretty much not like never from Caucasian people, but non Caucasian always say, "Oh, you brothers, are you brothers?" Caucasian people don't say it. I guess they recognize that we don't look we don't look that similar, but I guess our stats are kind of similar. We're same height, same build, But every time we go out, people without fail will say, "Oh, you brothers? Are you brothers? Are you brothers?" We're not brothers. Like, yeah, I guess Caucasian people recognize that we're not that similar. But it's like the way, I guess, it's like the way foreign people would think Asian people all look the same or whatever. But objectively, they do look more similar. Asian people, objectively, they do have they all the same color, roughly the same color hair, same color eyes, same skin tone. So, but yeah, I mean, I do think Caucasian people do vary. It should be easier to tell the difference. Tell the difference. Facial structure varies a lot. But anyway, my point is, this guy, we're pretty much, I think physically, I think, I think Japanese girls might rate us as equally as attractive. It appears, I think so anyway, because when we do sets, if we do game together, girls are kind of equally as receptive to both of us. Um, People ask us, like I said, are we brothers? Like this. So I think we're probably, in terms of looks, probably girls would rate us equally. I think so. Um, because but anyway, but the thing, my point is, this guy is a DJ, right? So he has he has a good Instagram, and he has like about 15,000 followers, and but it's amazing, like it's so red pilling when girls find out about his clout, about like the fact that he has all these followers, um and he's a DJ, and I think he does some fashion modeling too. um I think it's a lot easier to be a fashion model in an Asian country as a white guy. I think, yeah. Anyway, but anyway, yeah. So it's amazing to see the switch, like the switch. Immediately, he has more clout than me. When they find that out, when they find out he's a DJ, and like his value goes way up in their eyes, above me. So before that, before they figure out that we're shooting the shit, we're talking. But when he drops when it comes to like exchanging Instagram, and they see, they're like, oh, you're DJ, Oh, wow, you so many followers. Wow. But it's like, it's red pilling as shit. Like it's red pilling as shit. And this guy, he tells me, he's a good mate of mine, but he tells me like he has hot girls, like, not so much sliding into his DMs, but because females don't do that, but like hot girls will add him, like out of the blue, random hot girls will add him, you know, um, will add him on Instagram, and he's hooked up with a bunch of girls just through, like, it's like default clout, man. Clout goes, chicks love clout. Chicks love it. They love a guy with some status, some cool status. And it's about perception as well. Perception. Like a lot of guys like pay for those followers. Like it's not real. A lot of it's not real. But then it is a snowball effect. Like if a lot of people get a lot of followers through paying for it. Like they pay for followers, but then they get more attention. People, then their channel kind of, their page will grow because people say, oh, they have a lot of followers, so they'll be more likely to follow it. Whereas if it was like the exact same page with like less followers, they would, you know, be less likely to follow. Humans are sheep, like sheep. Humans are sheep, and especially women are sheep. Like especially, that's why they like to follow what's popular, what's in, what's cool, what's hip. They don't really think for themselves. But yeah, man, it is really like women, man. They are really like extremely like yeah, fickle when it comes to like, you know, when it comes to who is a better guy. It's about perception, and they care. They take in it. A guy that has like some kind of social status, kind of social standing is a big deal for them. That will bump you up in their eyes. And they're ruthless about it. Women are ruthless about it. Like they will be very ruthless about it. They will try and pick the best guy every time. It is what it is. Like it's hypergamy. They will try and choose the best guy. They'll try and choose their best option. Without doubt. Doesn't matter how nice you were to them. It doesn't matter how many dates you brought them on. Doesn't matter if you paid for all. If a better guy comes along, and if he puts himself in front of them, and and she's like, oh, this guy is, she perceives him to be better. She'll choose him. Like she'll forget it. Like she will. A guy could say, the nice guy that did all the dates and did everything proper. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She'll bounce that other guy, and she'll ghost that guy. She'll ghost him. She'll ghost the nice guy. Chase Zemenak says, went through the player lifestyle in college. I'm 25 and in a long-term relationship growing my business. It got old for me after a while personally. I'm more selective and focus on the bag. Well, it's a good way to be, man. The bag, the women will always be there. But women are very much a distraction to like growing your bag, that's for sure. Um it might benefit you to be in a relationship. I personally, if you're in a relationship, I think, yeah, I mean, it can also be kind of wasteful to get into to get into a monogamous relationship in your 20s as well, because the thing is, like, you know by the time you reach your like by the time you reach your mid 30s, you're going to be much more valuable as a man, and you're going to have much more power as a man. That's the other thing. Like, on one side, you could be in a monogamous relationship, and on one hand, you could be in a monogamous relationship, and it might you might be less distracted by women, and then you can focus more on your bag and growing yourself. But then on the downside, then, like, by the time you finally grow yourself, and you become way like high value, you become a successful man, you'll be with a woman that you don't like. Basically, you'll have way more choice in women. And it's amazing to see. Like, there's women I can get with now that I didn't have the game. I didn't have the you know there's women I can get with now that I couldn't have gotten with when I was 21. Like, they wouldn't have. I just didn't have the frame. I didn't have the game. I didn't have any of that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of. I think personally, it's better to be. Yeah, better to spin plates. Better to be with multiple women. You don't need to be in a relationship in your 20s. I don't believe in the one, because you'll just have more choice when you're older. And I don't really think high value men need to be monogamous. We don't need to be. Chase says, you ever feel like this? Slaying got old for me after a while. Now valuing my energy a bit more and being more selective with my time and energy. Personally, slaying doesn't. I mean, you can get a bit jaded by the chase sometimes. Like, you get a bit jaded by women, but No, it never get like being desiring hot new women doesn't get old for me. I'm 33. It doesn't get old. I'm not. I have you know, I have a desire to be with multiple women. So um, doesn't get old, man. I don't know. From each to their own. You know, each to their own. For me, it doesn't get old. What gets old is female nature. Sometimes I get tired by the process. The process gets a little bit. It can get a bit repetitive. Oh, I have to do this. Okay, I have to do this step next. Okay, she did this, so I have to. I know it so well. Like, you know, it can get a bit, you know, and then, you know, it can get a little bit annoying in that sense. But banging new hotties doesn't get old. Banging the girl, actually banging a hot girl doesn't get old. I enjoy that every time. Definitely not. I mean, you know. Anup V says, if you sell online, it's mostly the women who ask about your site's clout, social proof. Dudes tend to make a decision and feel one way or another about it. Women will happily post a comment about how they doubt the relevance of your e-commerce store. All right. Yeah, I mean, women will they'll pass judgment. They'll judge very quickly, and it's or they'll judge these days over very stupid things, like very dumb shit. Like they'll judge over a fucking man's Instagram. This is the world we live in, where women will be like, "Oh, look at his Instagram, it sucks. Oh, he mustn't be a high value guy." It's like it's such a stupid, it's a clown world we live in. It's a clown world. We have to play these stupid little online games, these little fucking, yeah, these social media. Oh, he's not popular. Oh, he mustn't be a high value guy. But it's stupid as fuck. Like, it is stupid. But you know, you can, if you know thing is, you need to know what you know you know what women are attracted to, and it is what it is. Like, you can use it to your advantage too. You can use it to your advantage and just kind of, you know, be ruthless about it, because they're ruthless about it. They are ruthless about it. um another friend of mine, you know, he was telling me that he was out one night, and he has this friend that's like a millionaire, right, very rich, successful guy, and you know, good looking guy too. Um, but my friend, you know, there was one girl, and you know, they both met this girl, and you know, the rich guy ended up taking her to you know, an expensive VIP lounge. That's the biggest mistake. You know, when you reward a bitch off the bat, you don't even know her. You're what? She's like, you know, she's like, I don't know. She loses respect or something. I don't know. Women, you know, I don't know what it is, but they just feel like, oh, this guy is trying too hard or something. But anyway, you know, she ended up leaving the rich guy's, you know, leaving him that night, and she ran into my friend, and she ended up banging my my friend, ended up banging her, and you know, it's just like, but I know this girl. I don't know her. I'm acquainted with her. I've never banged her, but I know who she is. And now she's like, she's single, she's thirsty, she's looking for a boyfriend. Women are women are so stupid when it comes to, like, really actually finding a high value guy, or a boyfriend. They make bad decisions. Like, they made bad, stupid decisions. Like, they go with how they feel. If you can make a girl feel a certain way, you can get in with them. You can get in with, doesn't matter, you know. Um, you could have all this, like, you know, you could be a really good looking guy and have like you know, have a lot of money and this and that and the other, but you know, that'll help you get in the door, like that'll give you like time with her. But if your game sucks really badly, or if you don't make the girl feel a certain way, then yeah, you'll probably lose her. Like you might not even get to fuck her. Like if it's just like, you know, but in those kinds of cases, like if you have clout and money and good looks, if you're not banging a lot of girls, then your game is pretty bad. Um, your game is pretty bad. You need to work on your game. Um, but really, it's like, even I was talking to a friend last night. Like even for like really, you know, guys that have it all, looks, money, status. Even for those guys, it's still harder than it is. It's still harder to have sex with a chick than, you know, than it is for an average girl. It really is. Like if you compare both, compare both, just because females are, you know, it's just, it takes work. It takes work for men, because they're just constantly trying to shit test you. There's I really believe, like, the idea that women like sex more than men is retarded. It's just observably not true. Like, I'm not saying that they don't like sex, but they like sex under certain circumstances with the right guy. It's not like that they just want to get fucked like anytime, anywhere. Like, they're just, guys are pretty much like that. We just want to spread the seed. It's perfectly natural for us to want to spread the seed, and you know, when guys do make it, when guys really do make it, and they have you know, success financially and physically and all that, it's retarded to be monogamous. I cannot even, it's so stupid. Like, why would you do it? Why would you deny yourself that? um why would you deny yourself that? Why would you be monogamous when you've worked, like, it's so much harder for us as men to get laid? So why would you deny yourself that? Like, it's not the same. It's not the same. Men being monogamous and women being monogamous is not the same thing. Um, uh, Shay says, my LTR helps me a lot, cooks, cleans, even helps me with social media analytics stuff for me. Also, once I raise in value, having a main chick with side chicks could be a good future option. Yeah, man. I mean, whatever, you know, whatever works for you. Um, you know, if she's valuable to you right now, then, you know, keep her around. But you know, I would say, you know, don't grow, you know, I would say spend, you know, feel free to spin other plates. I mean, especially in your 20s. I mean, you know, especially in your 20s. I just think, why not? I mean, why the fuck not? Uh Spark 55 says, well, game is still a vital skill set. If your focus is money, you're going to get finessed without game. I mean, it's always a winner to focus on money. It's always a winner, but yeah, when it comes to women, you know, you don't want to be getting finessed. Just like this story I just told about the millionaire guy took the girl to a VIP lounge, like, you know, right off the bat, didn't know her. He got finessed, and she went and fucked his other friend. And I mean, they were both cool about it, but it wasn't like the other guy was being sneaky. It's just that it wasn't like that. He didn't really know that. They kind of both went their separate ways. He met up with her on chance, and he ended up fucking her. But it just goes to show, like, sometimes you can't even buy these girls. You can't even buy their pussy, because women are so bad at, you know, choosing. Like, it's like, I don't know, his game must have been bad. I don't know that guy personally. I can't say whether his game is good or bad, but I don't know what he did wrong, or, you know. But that's what happened, according to my friend. You know. Um. Uh, Anup says, from the analytics, I can see a lot. For example, I've had women doubt the store but clicked the like button later when she saw that a whole bunch of people constantly liking the Facebook page. Right. Women are sheep. They follow, they follow, they follow. They perceive it to be popular. If it is a thing that other people are saying is good, they're going to say it's good. They're sheep. Like, humans are sheep in general, but women are especially sheep. It's a survival technique. They have to be like that. Men are also sheep, but they're less likely to be sheep. Men are more likely to go their own way. Men will more likely stand up for themselves and say, fuck that, I don't like it, whatever. They're more likely. Um, but less so in today's day and age. Beta males are all sheep. Beta male is the definition of a sheep. And they're beta, they're pussy, they don't have an opinion, they just pick the winning side. Oh, I have to choose the winning side. Um, it's not about what they think is right or wrong. They just think they just want to go with the winning side because they're fucking pussies. They're pussies. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. They just like the side that is getting the upper hand. Chase says, biggest mistake I see with guys is they don't have balls. Only 10% of guys are getting laid is true, but at the same time, less than 1% of guys are making 100 approaches per month. Yep. I mean, yeah, it's like it is definitely not easy for men to get laid. Like it takes work. But the thing is, like, it sounds like bullshit, but when you're already getting laid, it makes it so much easier to get laid. It's kind of like when you already have a job, it's easier to find a job because you're like, other companies like see that you're already working, you must be valuable, so like it's like it's easier to find another job. So it's always better to find a. But anyway, it's kind of the same thing. It's definitely the same, almost the same thing when it comes to women. But it's not that you're directly telling girls. You're not going up to girls and saying, hey, what's up, I'm fucking this other girl. You're not saying it. It's a subconscious thing. It's just a thing that will make it will when you're having sex as a guy, when you have a girl that you can call over and she's down, she'll come over today or she'll come over tomorrow or in a few days, like in a few days at the latest. Like if you have a girl on call, like if she'll come, that means that you're going to give off this more chilled vibe when you're doing cold approaches. You'll be more relaxed as a guy because you're not like thirsting, like you don't have this like tense, like you'll be less resentful, you'll be less bitter. Because when you're not getting laid as a guy, you will start to resent, you'll start to resent women, you'll start to be annoyed. Like it's understandable, like it's understandable feeling because like as a guy, like it's a need. Like having sex is like it's not gonna kill you, but it's like we're designed to have sex. Like we're designed like our testicles are making sperm every day. So it's like the sperm needs to be released. It's like we're supposed to be having sex. So it's like it's almost like it is a need. So it's like when we see hot women, it triggers the tool function in our brain, and we're like, we need to solve our sexual need now, and that's just a fact of nature. That's oh, you're objectifying women. Oh, how dare you? Oh my God, you're crazy. You're a misogynist pig. Fuck that. No, it's just the way it is. So if if you're going out and you're constantly getting rejected and you're seeing all these hot girls and you're getting denied, it's like getting denied food. It's like every day you'll start to become more and more resentful, and it will be harder and harder to hide that resentful feeling when you do cold approaches. So you might think you're doing it, but it will be hard. Like women can smell it off you. Like, and it's just like the way they can smell the guy that's genuinely relaxed. Man, there has to be some scientific study. There has to be something. There has to be some truth behind that because it's so true. I've seen it time and time again, even from personal experience. I've seen it time and time again. When you have one or the more plates, the better. But like, it's so unfair. But it's so unfair. But the more you have sex, the more you have sex. That's why 10, 20% of guys are having sex. Like, cause they're just taking all the women, and the other guys that don't get sex are getting starved out. They're getting starved because they're like thirsty and they're like they don't know what to do. They're building up all this. They're trying all these different techniques, but it's just not working because underlying they have this resentment. Even all these beta, lefty guys. Oh, I'm a male feminist. These guys have the worst. Like they are the fucking. Oh, there. Let me see if I can find a link. Where is it? Oh man, I need to find that. I don't know if I showed it before. It was this guy ranting about. Um, Let me see. I'm a male. I think it was like this is what a male feminist looks like. I can't. Or I'm a nice guy or something. Choose me because I'm a nice guy. I can't remember. I saw it on Twitter or something a while ago, but it was about this guy. It was a skit. It was a what's it called? It was parody. It wasn't real, but it was it was this guy about how like saying how nice he was, how nice of a guy he was to a girl, and it's you should like me because I'm nice. It's like really male feminists have all this resentment. They're probably the most misogynist. um, yeah, but yeah, I'm not gonna find it now, but sometime. But let me share something.
As you may remember, I came out as bisexual last year. And since then, I have been dating women. And what I found very fascinating is that the more I date women, the more I find myself understanding heterosexual men. Let me explain. Exhibit A. I was on a first date with a girl who asked me out, by the way. This is relevant because when the check came, she never once made a move to pay. Not even like the fake, let me reach for my purse move. And though I don't mind paying on a date, part of me felt like, the offer would have been nice. I was also a little taken aback that she didn't even say thank you. And I never heard from her again. It really made me feel like she just asked me out so she could have a free dinner.
This is why Aaron Orenhouse says happy holidays. Happy holidays to you, bro. This is why you don't take girls out for expensive dinner dates on the first date. You take them out for a drink or coffee to vet them. Plus, you try and close. It's not that you don't try and close even then. Yes, you absolutely do try and close, but this is why you don't like. It's just gonna be annoying. Like you can't be taking you can't be taking every girl out to an expensive dinner. It's just they haven't earned it. Like why? Like let's just have a drink, get to know each other. See if I like you. Why should I pay to be in your? Why should I pay for your dinner to be in your company? Plus, it's just annoying to have to go and have dinner every time. So try and avoid having dinner on or lunch or anything. Just a coffee or a drink. Keep it simple. You know, fuck them. Like no, like it's because it's right. It's true. It will happen. It'll be annoying as fuck, and it will annoy you. Like you'll have her. You'll take her out for dinner. You'll try and get to know her, and then you'll go and pay for it, and she'll fucking won't even say thanks, and then she won't come back to your place, and then you won't see her again. It's a lot less annoying when it's just a coffee or drink. It's a lot less. It's a lot more tolerable. It's just annoying when you went and you've done the nice guy thing. You went and bought her a dinner and you've been a stand up guy, and then she fucking ghosts you after. So just avoid the dinner thing. Just avoid that. And plus, do try and close even after the drink.
And the moment I thought that, I was like, oh my God, I sound like all of my guy friends right now. And my argument against why guys should pay for dates has always been like, look, girls take hours to get ready. Our investment is looking really nice for you. Makeup, clothes, that costs money too. But we were both girls in this situation. We both took hours to get ready, so I definitely felt slighted. Exhibit B. On another
I will say this. I will say that one of my pet peeves about going on dates with bitches is when they actually fucking don't dress up. When they don't. But it's all good because it's all fucking good. Because when a girl shows up like kind of dressed down, I'm like, cool, that's fine. We're going directly to my place. Like I'm dead serious. We're not. Well, she doesn't have to. It's up. I mean, I can't force a girl to come directly to my place, but it's like, because I don't know what it is. Like, it's like, it is a thing. I don't know. It is a thing. They think, oh, he's a foreigner. People think, oh, you're a foreigner in Japan, you have it on easy mode. No, it's not. Like seriously, you are foreigners get treated like second class citizens in Japan. There's like, oh, he's a foreigner. It's always you're a foreigner. There's no pedestalization here of foreigners, um, especially in the dating world. um, you know, the really hot girls like they go for Japanese guys. Um, yeah, they do. So and they care a lot more about money. So, um, but I would say this, like when girls come around and they're dressed down, like they're looking worse. I'm not. Their style, their fashion is worse than or more conservative. Let's say more conservative than when you hit on them, when you cold approach them, or hit them up in the nightclub. That's like, okay, all right, this is what we're doing. We're gonna roll back to my place for some Netflix and chill. Some of them don't come, some of them come. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I'll be more likely to I'll be when a girl puts in a lot of effort and I see that she's like she turns up and she's looking like she's wearing high heels and she's wearing a nice dress or a nice skirt and looking sexy. I mean, oh yeah, I'll take this. I'll take her to a nice place just for doing this. I'll take her to a nice place just because it's yeah. All right, she put in a bit, but still doesn't mean I'm gonna take her for a fucking 3-course meal and be a simp out for her. You know, I'm still gonna be a savage and try and close and take her home after we finish the drink. But when they noticeably dress down, it's like, all right, game on, bitch. Let's go to my place, Netflix and chill. And if sometimes there's been times where it's like, I'm not coming back to your place. And sometimes it's a shit test, but sometimes they're furious that I'm trying to take them back to my place. And it's like obviously I don't argue with them at all, but I'm like, I mean, I try and persuade them a little bit, and then as soon as I realize there's no way coming back, I'm like, all right, good luck, good luck, like because it's once you've shown your cards, it's kind of irredeemable. And once you've shown your cards and they react badly to it, it's kind of over. So you might as well just tell them fuck off. No, don't tell them fuck off. But I mean, let them fuck off. Let them fuck off, basically. Just let them fuck off. When you've shown your cards, like she knows you want to fuck her, and then she reacts badly to it, and she's angry, then the date's pretty much like fucked. So you might as well let her fuck off. There's not much redeeming it at that point. Um, honestly, that's the cold hard truth. That is the cold hard truth. But
date, I went back to a girl's house and I ended up making friends with her cat. That's not a pun. I'm talking about her literal actual animal. And she said, wow, my cat never likes anyone. I better go out and buy a wedding dress. And again, I felt like I got some serious perspective. I have been guilty of making these kinds of jokes on dates with men. I never really thought anything of it. I was just being silly. But then when I was on the receiving end of it, I suddenly understood the panic. And finally, Exhibit C. One girl invited me back into her house, and her specific words were, "Do you want to come in and make out?" Obviously, I'm like, "Yeah, you're really pretty. I want to press my face to yours." But then when we got there, we both just sat on the couch and she talked till like 3 a.m. And I was like, "Yo, girl, I gotta wake up at like 6 a.m. I was told there would be kisses here. There are no kisses." And like, look, I don't want to sound like an asshole. Like,
This is hilarious because women are women. Like women are fucking women. That's because there needs to be a dominant person. Like it's like this is why I talked about sexual escalation. You cannot wait for a girl to sexually escalate. So there's two bitches sitting on a couch. They're both bitches. No one's gonna make a move because they're fucking bitches. Like right. So listen, as a man, you always have to fucking make the move. Like every single time. Like if you don't do it, she'll think you're weak. You're a weakling. Like if you're too pussified to make a move, um, you're weak. Like man, women really like they'll say, "Oh, like I just want a guy to take it slow," and "Oh, he shouldn't try and kiss me on the first date." She'll think you're a pussy if you don't try and kiss her on the first date. I've had girls tell me this personally. Like they tell me it plenty of times. Like they'll think you're pussified. That's why there's different ways to sexually escalate. But if you have a girl back in your place, sitting on your couch, and you don't sexually escalate, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you going on dates in the first place? Like what? Like she's in your place. Like make a move. Like a lot of them will try and shit test you and be like, oh no, I don't do it on But there's ways around that. There's ways to fucking turn them on. If they're not into it, you take a step back, relax a bit more, and try again a bit later. But Bring It On says, "Hey Mac, how do you usually greet a girl on a date?" I usually just kind of lean in and kind of hug her a bit. It's kind of just hug her, not um just lean in, hug her, kind of. Um, depends on the girl. Depends on the girl. Um, yeah, just casual, light hug, nothing too crazy. Just lean in and hug her a little bit. Depends on the girl. In Japan, it's not Japanese girls sometimes don't respond too well to that actually. So sometimes I just like you know um grab her hand and kind of rub her on the lower part of her back. I say, okay, let's go direct them in the way we're going to walk. Start saying, how was your day? It depends on when we met, but it depends on her vibe and shit. I would say it varies to each girl because each girl is not the same. Like you kind of sum a girl up. You look at it, you figure out what kind of girl it was this, and um. Rabbit Travel says, "I've had many friends cock block me. It's very dog eat dog." I mean, a friend that cock blocks you is really. Can you really say they're a friend? Like, seriously, can you say a guy that cocks block you is a friend? I don't really know. I don't really know. They bring, women can bring out the worst in men. It can. You can really see. And it takes time to mature as well, because like guys that can't get laid will stab you in the back. That's why you can't really. That's why you really want to make a circle of friends that have game. To be honest, because they're less likely to get all emotional about bitches. Like I have friends in Tokyo that we're very much like very fuck we get it, like we get game very much so. Um, so like I mean if sometimes it'd be a thing where like if I help a friend hook up with a girl, like I'll expect him to get me back too, kind of thing, because it's not like you can't have a lopsided friendship like that where you're just constantly hooking one guy up with girls and he's not helping you out at all. then you're going to start to get a little bit annoyed at that guy. So there needs to be balance. Like if a friend is helping you get laid, you need to help him get laid too. You know, you shouldn't need friends to, should be able to get laid yourself. But I've seen it happen before. If there's an imbalance where one guy is like constantly like dishing out girls or helping a friend get girls, and it's not being reciprocated, it can get because at the end of the day, we're all human. We're all putting ourselves first. We all want to get, as men, we all need to get, we all want our bit first. We all, that's in our nature. We don't want to be cucks, right? We don't want to be a fucking cuck giving out bitches to just but we want to, we can, if you've really good, good friend or, but it has to be somewhat reciprocal. It has to be, you help me out, I help you out, that kind of way, but the reason you learn game is so that you don't rely on your friends to get you pussy. But that's just, if you have a friend cock blocking you, I don't even know if you can call it a friend. It's just a guy. Guys without game can be a liability, man. Like it's really like, I couldn't be with a guy that's gonna cock block me. I couldn't really be hanging out with him. It would be, it would be I would never do game with a guy I would never hang out with a guy in social settings that is gonna cock block me. Not trustworthy, man. It's not trustworthy. Mac, should men be allowed to hit women? I'm all for equal rights and lefts. I mean, if a girl hits you, I think she should get a slap for sure. When equal rights and equal lefts. I mean, we're all equal, right? We're all the same. So these girls that go around hitting guys, I mean, if a girl attacks, if a girl hits you, hit her back. Same with a guy, if a guy hits you, hit him back. But Rabbit Travel says men change when females get involved. They really do. That's an unfortunate thing, but yeah. So they do, but you have to be calibrated. There's like, you're gonna have to change to some extent, like a little, like there's certain, you might have to cut out the locker room talk and shit, but that's just being calibrated to game. But there's some guys that just change personality wise for the worst, and that's a different issue. Some guys just become dickheads. So if you ever have a friend, one of the things is, if you ever have a friend that belittles you in front, if he's your friend, so-called friend, that tries to belittle you in front of girls, he's a dickhead. You need to set him straight. Say, here, listen, man, you're salting my game. What are you doing? Like, why are you putting me down in front of these bitches? Like, you don't let guys away with that shit. Like, it's just, a lot of guys will change, man. They'll try and impress the girl by being a dickhead and insulting you and shit. It's like, it just shows the guy has no game and he's a dickhead, and you need to set him right. Some guys need to be set right. It's not, maybe they need to be taught. They just don't know. They don't know about game. They're uncalibrated. Anna says, a friend that cock blocks you is not a friend. Agreed. I've had wingmen who did this who basically are sadly what the Red Pill says they are. They will screw over anyone for women. Yeah, they'll backstab you. That's why it's a liability to have a friend that isn't Red Pill and doesn't have any game. So it's essential for men to learn game. It's essential. It's very essential. Anyway.
I don't mind talking. I love talking, but she could have said, do you want to come in and just talk? And I would have had totally different expectations for the evening. Finally I started falling asleep and I was like, hey, I gotta go. And I gave her one kiss and left. And I felt sad that the amount of kisses promised did not equal the amount of kisses delivered. And once again, I felt like a dude who was upset that I did not receive the expected physical kisses I was promised.
Again, this bitch doesn't get it. I mean, it was two females sitting on a couch, so no one's going to make a move. Men don't receive kisses. Men have to make the kisses and then get it, let the girls receive it. Consensually received, but, It's just like if you're, dude, like it's just not in female nature to get up, jump onto you and start making out with you if you're in like if you're trying to escalate. You have to make the first move as a guy. You have to do it. You're never going to get laid if you don't. You're never going to get laid. Not going to happen. It's going to be once in a blue moon, maybe. It's just not in female nature. And this chick doesn't get it. She gets what it's kind of like, but I mean, she doesn't understand that it's not up to the female. The reason no one kissed each other is because there's two bitches sitting on a couch. Who's gonna make the move? They're both women, even though they're both bisexual. They're probably not. They're probably just they probably just thought it was cool to kind of, it's hip. I'm bi. I'm bi. You get these girls all the time on dating apps. I'm bi. I'm bi. And then you start talking to them about it. Have you ever hooked up with a girl? Oh no, but I think they're hot. And it's just like it's a lot of girls use it as an attention. You'll notice that a lot of girls use that their sexuality as an attention seeking. They know that it'll garner that attention and be like, and it's always the same. It's like you ask a bi girl on her dating app, or she said she's bi with her LGBT flag, and you'll ask her, have you ever had a threesome? Oh no, I can't. I can only do one at a time. It's like, all right, yeah, you're not really bi then. you're not. You're just.
And I wanted to talk about this because I felt like this has really been expanding my perspective when it comes to dating. I finally understand a lot of the complaints my male friends have about dating that I admit I would usually dismiss. But now I really get it when they say,
dating is just so expensive, man. Sometimes I feel like a girl doesn't even like me for me. She just wants like a boyfriend.
I wish it were more socially expected to go Dutch on the first few dates, but you're like a jerk if you even suggest it. And any experience that expands your compassion and understanding is one that I think is worthy of sharing. So what about you? Have you had any experiences that have shifted your viewpoint dramatically? Let me know.
She's just tipping the iceberg. Like she doesn't have a clue really. Like she has no idea the shit we have to put up with as guys to in order to get laid. Like she didn't even talk about what guys have to do to get on dates with girls, or what guys have. Like, she has no idea. That's just what she just talked about. There is just like the very tip of the iceberg. Like she has no idea really. Like all the rejection guys have to put up with, all the bullshit, all the entitlement, all the messaging you have to do. There's so many levels to it, and women have no clue because privilege is invisible to those who have it. And a lot of women will just outright, they'll try and argue the fact that it's not. They'll try and argue that it's just as like a lot of women will say, oh, it's easier for men to get with women. And it's like just 0% truth to it. Like it's just zero. Like it's an incorrect, it's a false statement. It's a outright false statement. But they'll argue it, and then you'll explain it to them, and they'll still be like, but, and then they'll bring up some completely different like talking point to try and but it is what it is. I mean, it's not a fair dating isn't fair. It's never going to be fair. You have to be a savage. You have to understand females. You have to be a savage. You have to be cutthroat. If you're not cutthroat, I mean, God, man, these women have no idea. Like they have no idea. Like they have no idea. Like of how the shite we have to put up with as men. But even yesterday, I was just like I pretty much do a cold approach every day, like at least one. But just going about my business. But I saw this girl. She was hot, my type, and she had like earphones in. She had her mask on, but I still knew she was hot. Like she was sexy. So I rolled up to her and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And she looked over at me, and she kind of just took out her earphones slowly, and then I said, hey, what's up? Like, do you speak English? And then she didn't respond. So I said, like, I started speaking in Japanese. She takes down her mask. I'm kind of just talking to her. I'm like, what, in Japanese at this point, what are you doing today? Like, what's up? And she looks over. She kind of smiles. She completely takes her mask off. I'm like, this is like, I'm starting to, okay, she's being receptive because she's taking off her earphones. She's like, taking her mask off. She's smiling, but she continues to ignore me. So I was kind of like, okay, I'm going to drop off. Like, if, so I eventually, I drop off. Like, I drop off because she's like outright, she's ignoring me, but she's being receptive. So like, I kind of knew it's like a shit test, but it's annoying me because it's starting to get annoying because I'm just like, I'm not gonna just keep talking to someone who isn't gonna talk to me. But it was weird, and then I just like, I go, all right, have a nice day, and she like, she says, so the entitlement to this bitch, like the entitlement is this, but I go, all right, have a nice day, and I veer off I was going into a convenience store, and she stops, and like just as I say, all right, have a nice day, she tries to say, oh, but she wanted to talk then, just as I'm leaving, and I look back at her, and she's there standing looking back, and I was just pissed off, like, at the fact that she like did that I said, I just went into the convenience store anyway, I just ignored her. It's just because I'm just didn't want to give her satisfaction. I didn't want to give it to her anymore, even though it looked like she did actually want to talk to me after me doing all that. But it was just like, fuck this. Like, no, I'm okay. Like, no, I've already, made the effort, did everything. I was like, not today. I'm not. That was annoying. It annoyed me getting ignored, but also her being receptive. There's a lot of shit you'll have to put up with, and yesterday I wasn't in the mood for it. But it was quite satisfying, but also annoying that But when you do cold approach, you're gonna deal with shit like that. You're gonna deal with shit like that. Women will want to shit test you. They will do shit. You can expect it. On another day, if I was less, I would have went and went and talked to her. But yesterday I was just like, nah, I was jaded. Wasn't feeling it, so I just didn't bother. But it's just the entitlement to women, like they'll ignore you, and then as soon as you remove the attention, as soon as they realize, oh shit, he's leaving, oh shit, I better talk to him, they're like upset. Then they're like, oh, they want to talk. Then you know, it's fucking funny, man. Oh my god, it's just funny. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. The amount of like, you have to be a savage as a guy, and you cannot be emotional. You cannot let it get to you. I let it get to me a little bit yesterday just because I wasn't in the mood for it. But some days you'll have it like that. But we're all human. Like, it's like yeah, sometimes you're just not in the mood for the shit tests. Like, you're not really, you're like, okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. You're shit testing me. I get it. But listen, come on. Let's just, what are you doing here? But Devon in the house, what's up, bro? What is good? Chase says, some guys will hang around with you just because you can get girls. They think that means they will get laid more if they screw you over. Yeah, my friend and my good buddy Jair, he says those type of guys are like the great white sharks. They'll have the little they're like the little fishes that swim under the great white shark. Those little hang-ons, those are the guys that pick up the scraps. But yeah, you don't really want to be around guys like that. But they're kind of mistaken as well, because those guys are a liability, really. Guys that hang out with you just to pick up scraps are like, they'll stab you in the back. You don't really want to be around them. Um, it's one thing to help out a friend and help him, teach him game, but if you have a guy that's like fucking just hanging out with you to try and get with women. But the other thing as well is, a lot of time, The reality of game is like if you're hanging out with a guy that's way better than you, like, and you're not trying to level up yourself, the guy that you're hanging out with is going to get all the women. And you're going to get frustrated because when you do sets or you're doing nightlife, he's going to be getting all the attention from the women. So you really want to be trying to level up, and you want to be getting attention too, because it's like just because you're with someone, especially with women, doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna get laid. Like it'll be the guy that has game and is the guy that it'll be the shark that's getting the meat. You as a little fish won't be getting the scraps if that's what you're thinking. That's why sometimes it's game is brutal, man. Game is brutal. Like sometimes, like you know even if I'm doing like a boot camp or anyway, if there's someone I'm with and maybe they're overweight and they're fashion as shit and they've no game, like you can do sets with them, but it'll be me that's getting the attention because like when girls see you compared, like when you're compared to another guy, girls will judge you. So you could be with a guy that you are better than, and then it doesn't necessarily mean that you're the best guy, but they girls will perceive you to be even better than you are because compared to the other guy that you're with, and vice versa. you know Devon Christensen, yo, thank you for the super chat, bro. I gotta say, for on topic, anyone still stuck on this isn't fair, holding himself back when your focus could be, how do I get the best life for me? Um, yeah, I mean, all guys should be trying to focus on how they should get the best life for themselves. Um, you know, uh, you got to be working on all the pillars, money, muscles, and game. Not just game. You got to work on all of it as a guy. You can't just focus on one and think you're gonna be all right. But thanks again for the donation, bro. Appreciate it. Hope you're well. Um, uh, Shay says, had a guy try to wife up a girl I was banging. Didn't see her for a while, but when I invited her over, she showed me the Facebook messages of him trying to hang out with her. When he told me he didn't. Yeah, man, guy. Yeah, and always just be truthful with guys that are your friends with chicks. It's just better to be truthful. Um, be forefront about it. Um, if guys are getting butthurt about you hooking up with chicks, it's like, it shouldn't be falling out over chicks. But that's why there needs to be you know there needs to be some guy. If you help one guy out, like I was saying earlier, if you're helping a guy out to get laid, then he has to be helping you out in some other way. There needs to be an exchange of value somewhat, even with friends. Thought he was one of my best friend at the time, but realized he was just trying to orbit around me to get access to women. Yeah, man, that sucks. I heard like the worst example of that in my life. Um, what was it? Yeah, I mean, yeah, there was a friend of mine told me that his best friend came to a funeral of his I believe at the time it was his father. It was his father's funeral, and one some girls from his college friends at the time came to the funeral, and they were basically, long story short, his one of his best friend at the time tried to hook up with one of his with his girlfriend at the time, telling him telling his girlfriend that he was a bad guy. You can't even you can't even make that shit up. It's so bad. Like it's so fucking bad. I When my friend told me that, like literally, this was at like not at the funeral itself, but like a few days after it or whatever. His best friend at the time tried to hook up with his girlfriend. Not only that, was bad mouthing him, saying that he was a bad guy and he shouldn't be with him. I When my friend told me that, I was like, dude, you need to have better judgment in finding friends, because like how could you have a best friend that would do something like that? And it kind of blew my mind. I was like, if that's like, I couldn't. It's like the worst thing you could do, like at your fucking like your father's funeral. Wow, that is low. That is like a weasel. Like that is like the most weasel guy you could ever imagine. That's what beta guys will do, man. There's no lows that they won't stoop to. There's no lows. Um, Victor in the house. What's up, man? What is good? Um, yeah, but you got to be careful. You got to be savage. You got to be careful. You got to be careful about the guys you hang around with. You got to make sure. Like right now, like I don't make friends with guys that aren't red pilled. They have to be red pilled. Like it can't. It just can't. It doesn't work otherwise. Like it can't. Like I have some old friends that are in the blue pill mindset, but even with them, they're like they're from like when I met them when I was blue pills. So, but it's like I'm not around them very much anyway. So, but there's no way I'm going to be making like guys that don't that aren't RP aware. But it's just not worth it. They're a liability. They're a liability. They'll stab you in the back. They'll white knight. It's not worth it. Chase says, ran across this video on POAism and he was breaking it down. Would love you to break this video down. Guy makes some good points. Would love to hear your thoughts on it. I'll post the link. Yeah, post the link, man. Post the link, and I'll consider it for an episode. But yeah, guys. Yeah, guys. I'm gonna cut it here. But as usual, like, comment, subscribe. YouTube doesn't like this comment because this content, because I'm obviously I tell it how it is. And YouTube is pretty woke platform. But if you're interested in more base content, even more base content, consider joining up to my premium content. Go to my website, macthedaygamer.com, and sign up to premium content, where you get access to blog content, private Telegram group, and a monthly webinar on Zoom, which is going to be soon, since we're coming to the end of the month. But yeah, guys. So have a good Christmas, and probably catch you next on on Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Chase says, you're a cool ass dude, bro. Base stream. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate your contribution with some interesting insights. But yeah, man, email me that link, or you can, if anyone wants to contact me, you can send me an email, macthedaygamer@gmail.com. I'm always open to ideas for live streams. But until then, guys, have a good Christmas. Peace out. Have a good one. Stay based.